Our next guest has spent her life working to break the glass ceiling. Carol Moseley Braun was the first Black woman elected to the U.S. Senate in 1992 as a Democrat from the great state of Illinois. After one term in the Senate, she was later appointed as U.S. ambassador to New Zealand and Samoa by former President Clinton. In her new autobiography, Trailblazer, Perseverance in Life and Politics, she writes about her time in public service and some of the challenges that came with it. First on CBS Mornings, we love that. Ambassador Braun joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you here.
Such a pleasure.
I remember when you were elected.
Me too.
That.
Vividly.
Yes.
All you were in nursery school, right?
No, I was not.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
I'll go with
that's
that.
right.
I was in nursery school learning my ABCs. Yeah.
Ambassador, we'll get to politics and breaking all those glass ceilings, but for you, you say it started in 1966 when you had the opportunity to march with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when people were throwing bricks at you guys. You called it divine intervention. Tell us about how that changed it for you.
Well, that changed everything for me. It changed the trajectory of my life, and it changed my attitudes about a number of things. My mother had not wanted me to go.
She said, Carol, don't go down there.
Don't go down
yes.
there. There's going to be violence, it's going to be terrible, you get hurt. And so she was being protective, actually. And but it turned out to be a really brilliant experience for me that I will take to my grave. I love the fact that it changed me so much. It was such a positive thing, even though it was difficult in parts. One of the stories is not in the book, unfortunately, but I was marching down the street. We were getting to the park, and there were some little guys on the side of the wall screaming and yelling epithets and whatnot. And one guy was screaming at me, and he had a sign: "Semi-humans, go home. Semi-humans, go home." And I looked at him and said, "No, that's semi-humans, go home." but oh yeah, you're right.
Senator, I love the honesty in your book because you went all the way there. You said you're writing this book because you want to set the record straight about your life. You're asking readers to read it with an open mind, and you had a lot of incoming during your career. Accused of Medicaid fraud, getting involved with your younger campaign manager, where people at once thought you lost your mind. What is Carol doing? But you said politics and passion were messy, and sometimes the heart overruled your head. So when you said you want to set the record straight and read it with an open mind, what do you want people to know about you in your time in the Senate, which you said was difficult?
That I was committed to doing the job.
Yes.
I was committed to being a legislator, to being a senator, and it was not up for me about celebrity. It wasn't about any of that.
It was never that for you. You talk about one of your first days when the security guard said you came to the wrong door. A fellow senator said, "What are you doing here?" On one of your early days. How did you navigate all of that? But yet you still kept plowing through because you said, "I am still here."
I've got to tell you, Gayle, the problem is that you have to separate out the different components of your life. You know this because you've been an astronaut.
Use that word with finger quotes, but go ahead.
Weren't you in space?
Yeah.
So, you really have to be able to separate those things and go forward and just be true to whoever you are. Be true to yourself. Because, if you're not true to yourself, nobody else will be.
One of the things you write about in the book is actually getting the support of Maya Angelou. And she taught you, at least in the way that she explained it, how to demand respect from others. Take me through that.
She did. She was a very straightforward woman and very kind to me. But we were going into a building, and the doorman said, "Hey, Carol." And I didn't think twice about it. And she turned on him and turned around and said, "You mean Senator Braun, not Carol." And she did that intentionally. The idea was that she said, you've got to demand respect from people.
And set the standard. She's still teaching us so much.
Yes.
And so are you, Ambassador. Thank you so much for being here. The book is Trailblazer, and it is on sale now.